here it is, the mystery guitar. An opportunity presented itself last week. And I decided that I was going to take it. So, let's see if we can get it out of here. Whew. Okay, more tape. Let's see if it'll open like a hinge. But I don't know if it's up or down at this point. Ah, it's up. And there we go. I think it looks like it's white. But I think you knew that already. Will it come off? Oh yeah. It's got a rip in it, but there it is. Alright, so is it a Strat? It's a Strat. Pearl white. Pearl white. Look at that. Look at that pearl white. It's kind of over white in the light, but I can see the pearl shining here to my eyes. And this is a Musi Capricorn. This was a return from somebody who bought this. And it went to J-Man, my buddy in Prince Edward Island. And he opened it up and looked at it and was surprised because he never knows when they're coming. They just kind of show up. And he opened it, looked at it, and thought of me because I had indicated that I was looking for one, and I was looking for the one that was kind of like the purplish contrast as a priority. I wasn't really aware that they made them in white for some reason. Action is a bit high for me, but we got the tool bag. But he sent me the picture of it, and he says, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Yup." So he didn't have time to do anything with it or make a video or even inform people that he had it. He just put it back in the box and mailed it right off to me. So it's taken a week for it to get here. And now we'll put on our spectacles and we'll take a close look. Humbucker still has the plastic on it. As I mentioned, the action is a wee bit high at the moment, but that can be fixed. Non-D'Addario strings on this one. And so it's up to me, I guess, to find out why somebody might have returned this guitar. See if there's any problem with it. The neck looks nice. It looks like the headstock might be a little bit higher than the body, which means it could use a shim in the heel to get that back a bit. and then that would allow for a better action adjustment up here on this bridge, which you adjust with the two screws here for the front section and the back with the spring tension. They don't have the cutouts on their back plate to be able to adjust the claw, so you have to take the plate off to do that. At the moment, the bridge is sitting flat with the tension that's on it. There's some kind of a rubber bumper underneath there, which is nice because I usually like to put a rubber bumper myself on guitars that don't come with them. Oh, we got a push-pull for the humbucker. I didn't know that. 5 position. This pot feels a little loosey-goosey. There's almost no friction on it. These knobs are feeling kind of plasticky. I had a problem with, what was it? Oh, my Musi, was it my Musi? Oh, I think it was Musi Telecaster. Some Telecaster with a... It is metal. It doesn't have the weight as to some of the ones that I buy and use on my guitars. We'll see what that's like when I get in there. They usually have the, yes, a good blade switch. So oh yeah, so that's the tone with the push-pull, and this will be the volume. Now what I've done on my Midnight Galaxy was put volume because I had humbucker. On these types I usually like to have volume for those two. The cavity stretches a ways, but it doesn't look like it's that big in there. We'll take a look. May not be able to do an additional pot, but then the option is always to go with volume, no tone, in that regard. So the painted headstock pearl is also very nice. The nut is a very, very thin version of what looks like a Graphtec. Yeah, it looks like it could be a Graphtec. It's not like a standard Strat that has like a flat top and it's got the curved top on it, which is kind of like the Graphtecs that you use on Les Pauls and other kinds of guitars. So I'm at a loss to see right off the bat what could have been a problem with this guitar. Unless it was just the action and they didn't know how to set that up properly. This guitar goes for, what was it, $569.99 or something like that here, or closer to 600. I'm not really sure, but I was able to get it from J-Man, including the shipping up here, for 300 Canadian, and no taxes. So yes, we have a Capricorn, we have a Virgo, and we have the Fusion. So we have the trifecta of Musi guitars. We're going to tune it up and see if it makes noise. And we'll take it to the bench 1 and maybe do something with adjustments and see what I can get. The truss rod looks like it's flat with the strings, but yeah, a hair's worth of relief underneath that. In the middle, yeah, it's touching. It's touching. Yeah, there's no relief in the middle. All right, so we're going to see, but I mean, aesthetically, this is a brand new guitar, okay? I mean, I didn't want to pay near on to $650 for one, and I was waiting for somebody to send one back that I could capitalize on, and here it is. I got it. Gotta love that. Yes, indeed. Now, on the other guitars, they have sponges underneath these pickups, which I don't really care for. They don't adjust well, and I did replace them with springs. Screwing into the wood with the kind of screws that they have, they're very small Phillips head screws. I don't know if we can get those in the camera, but they're very, very tiny heads. Yeah, they're very, very tiny heads, Phillips, and the screws themselves are very, very tiny. They're like a 4mm, possibly a 6mm thread, but they're likely more like a 4. And I don't really care for that. So the kind of pressure and tension that the sponge, the compressible sponge, it's like a neoprene sponge that is used under there, it's probably a cheap alternative, is okay, and all the tools have been returned. Nobody stole the locking tuners off of this one like somebody did on one of the Telecasters, and we'll see. And then off we go. Stand by for the rest of it. There's a little bit of dirt on the fretboard. You know, it looks like somebody could have been playing on this. It looks like, you know, grime, which should be easier to clean up than, you know, white buffing compound. You don't find a lot of white buffing compound on the Musi guitars. All right, off to the next bench to find out what's going to happen. Okay, here we are right out of the box. I did some string stretching, haven't adjusted anything down here, and tuned it up. Standard 65 deluxe reverb with my standard delay and reverb in the FX loop at about 2. Here we go, on the bridge, full. Split. It doesn't fall as far as some humbuckers that I've had. I don't think I remember them. I can't remember on the Galaxy Black whether they had splits or I put the splits in. I think there was one split for both. And there was no Fralin resistor. And this one doesn't, I don't think this one has one either. Feels like it falls about 60%. Okay, let's go to the middle. Wow. And that pickup isn't even anywhere near the adjustment height that it would normally be at. The two singles are about the same distance away from the strings, and they look like to be about 1/8 and a half, 3/16, maybe a tiny bit more on the neck, but about 3/16 on this one, straight across. There's no level to it, and the humbucker is the same way. It's flat, straight across, at about 1/8. So that's about right on this side. Let's see if I can make a liar out of myself. 1/8 right on. So that's the middle. Neck. That sounds like exactly the same pickup. Now, I haven't been to Bench 1 yet to measure what they are, but I'm going to do it, and I'll pop them up on the screen because I'm really curious, because this has about the same level in both positions, and it doesn't get that much warmer going this way. It doesn't. Let's go in the middle. Okay, so it does when you put these two in parallel, because they're going to drop with half of whatever they are. Okay, so these two in parallel are really sweet. You know, out of the box, for the money, with these features, locking, roasted neck, I mean, the tremolo, I mean, move over my Fender California made Strat that I bought in 2011, that I had to actually take all the pickups off and replace them with Texas Customs in order to make it sound decent. You know, even if I had paid the $600 for this, I paid $800 for that guitar from a young fella that was selling it, but it was a $1,200 guitar at that time. Whoa. I think this blows my Fender American out of the water. Yes, indeed. So we will do those measurements, if I haven't already put them up on the screen, because I've done them by the time I finish talking here and editing this part of the video, and see what I can do with adjustments and take off some covers at Bench 1, which will become, I guess, in part 2. See where we go from there. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate all your support. Catch you in the next one.